The girl walked alone on her way to school. Suddenly, a man forcibly dragged her into a van parked by the road. Fearing she might recognize details of her surroundings, the man wrapped her head in a blanket and took her to his house and hid her in a secret room he had prepared beforehand. Then the man locked the door of the secret room, sealed off the escape route with drywall, and concealed the opening with a safe. After completing all this, Wolfgang finally left the scene with peace of mind. When Natasha regained consciousness, she found herself in this tiny, dark room, desperately banging on the door in confusion. But there was no response. That's when she realized she had been kidnapped. The ventilation fan was her only connection to the outside world. Natasha shouted for help, but no one ever responded. 2 hours later, Wolfgang appeared with a mattress, apparently planning to keep her captive long-term. He brought water and food. Natasha begged Wolfgang to let her go home to her mother, but Wolfgang coldly ignored her pleas and even turned off the power in the room. Soon after, Natasha's missing person report made headlines. Her mother was heartbroken, but even though the police conducted searches, they found no traces until a witness provided a tip about a white van. The police traced this lead to Wolfgang's residence. While inspecting Wolfgang's home, an officer accidentally stepped on the entrance to the secret room. Wolfgang was extremely nervous at that moment, but fortunately, the officer didn't notice anything unusual. Wolfgang would tell Natasha bedtime stories every night. Watching as she gradually lowered her guard, Wolfgang seemed quite satisfied. He even gave Natasha a goodnight kiss before leaving. One day, Natasha secretly wrote a letter to her mother, hoping Wolfgang would help mail it to her mother's address. When Wolfgang saw that the letter was asking her mother to find her, he angrily tore up Natasha's letter. Wolfgang even installed a radio broadcasting system for brainwashing. Yet even this couldn't make Natasha give up thoughts of escape. One day, Natasha spread toothpaste on her arm to fake an allergic reaction. But Wolfgang saw through her poor acting. As punishment, Wolfgang starved her for 3 days. 5 years later, a thin Natasha was flipping through a book when suddenly blood began flowing down her leg.